So I want you to take a second and just look at the machine you're using right now. Or, maybe think about that perfectly fine older computer sitting in the corner of your room. What if I told you that a massive corporate-driven hardware abandonment is about to turn it into literal e-waste? Today, we're looking at a pretty unprecedented scenario detailed in our sources, where a single business decision is leaving perfectly functional computers out in the cold. But more importantly, we're going to look at how an alternative operating system is stepping in to save the day. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive into this. 240 million. I really need you to actually sit with that staggeringly massive number for a second. To put that into perspective, that is more than the entire population of Brazil. And as the source highlights, these aren't 240 million broken, sluggish, or practically dead computers. No, these are perfectly functional machines being entirely left behind by Microsoft's business decisions.
And it all comes down to one specific date, October 14th, 2025. Do you know what this date actually meant for your PC? Well, on this exact date, Microsoft quietly ended official mainstream support for Windows 10. That means those crucial security patches, they're gone. The implicit promise that your operating system would just keep working safely, absolutely gone. As the reporting lays out, Microsoft essentially handed everyday users a really tough ultimatum. You either run an unsupported, highly vulnerable machine, or you're forced to go spend real money on brand new hardware.
Now, what's really interesting here is the totally obscure reason why they actually did this. It's not because your current machine is suddenly too slow to browse the web or run the apps you need for work. Not at all. It is literally because of a missing hardware component called TPM 2.0. According to our sources, Microsoft arbitrarily mandated this specific chip, and because of this, if your processor was made before a certain cutoff date, specifically Intel 7th generation chips or anything older, Microsoft basically drew a hard line right through your machine and deemed it unsupported, virtually overnight. The source argues this is simply forced obsolescence, plain and simple.
Section 1. The agitation, a loss of trust.
So here's the really crucial point. Your machine is a platform that Microsoft operates rather than a tool that you own. Just think about that for a second. The source details how Microsoft essentially suffocates older hardware over time with forced updates that just change your settings without even asking. It runs uninvited AI features like Copilot that you simply cannot turn off. And it's constantly running these background telemetry services, quietly eating up your RAM and your CPU cycles just to send your usage data back to remote servers. It genuinely makes using the very computer you bought with your own money feel like an ongoing battle.
And this situation obviously has a much wider environmental and economic impact too. The electronic waste generated by throwing away 240 million working machines is just colossal. The environmental cost of the embodied carbon in these devices, that's already been paid. But here's a great example. The Italian city of Vicenza actually rejected that waste. They migrated 700 municipal computers completely away from Windows over to an alternative called Zorin OS, and they reported extending their hardware lifespans by 30 to 40%. That saves significant taxpayer money and keeps hundreds of machines right out of the waste stream. It ties directly into grassroots movements, like the End of 10 campaign, which is actively encouraging people to rescue their machines instead of just dumping them.
Section 2. Enter Zorin OS, the antidote.
So who exactly is stepping up here? Well, the Zorin Group is a small, independent software company that saw exactly what Microsoft was doing, and the sources show they stepped up to offer a real lifeline. They deliberately timed the release of their Zorin OS 18 to catch those abandoned Windows users on the exact day Windows 10 support ended. And what was the response? 3.3 million downloads in just 6 months. But honestly, the most compelling part about this data point, more than 3/4 of those downloads came from regular Windows users, not hardcore Linux experts. No, these are everyday people making the jump simply because they were given an ultimatum, and they actively chose another path.
I really want to share an amazing anecdote from our source to show you exactly what this transition actually looks like in practice. The author installed Zorin OS on an abandoned 2017 laptop, an Intel 7th generation machine that Microsoft specifically left behind. It took just 18 minutes, literally 18 minutes from clicking install to sitting at a fully working desktop with the Wi-Fi connected and the audio completely working. No fumbling for drivers online, no 3 rounds of endless update restarts, and when compared to the bloated experience of Windows 10, the laptop was shockingly fast again.
Now, to make sure everyone is covered, Zorin thoughtfully provides two distinct versions. Zorin OS Core is designed for most post-2014 machines with 4 GB of RAM or more and a solid-state drive. But if you have something even older than that, Zorin OS Light is a genuine lifesaver. It uses a much more lightweight interface, specifically meant for older machines or traditional spinning hard drives. It actually works with limited hardware instead of constantly fighting against it. And crucially, both versions share the exact same secure foundation and a long-term support commitment all the way through June 2029.
And here is the core philosophical difference of using this system. The author noted, the computer was just running, doing what I asked, nothing else. According to the author, the entire baseline of Zorin OS is privacy first. There is absolutely zero telemetry pipeline. There are no advertising IDs tracking you. There's no co-pilot processing your private documents in the background. You aren't battling uninvited processes eating up all your memory. You are simply using your computer entirely for your own purposes. The sources describe this feeling as incredibly refreshing.
Section 3. The reality check. Software and hardware.
All right, let's address the elephant in the room. This is for sure the biggest fear everyday users have. Will my drivers and my everyday apps actually work if I leave Windows behind? Well, for the vast majority of our day-to-day tasks, everything is completely covered natively. Browsing with Chrome or Firefox, writing documents with LibreOffice, hopping on Zoom calls, listening to Spotify, all of it works smoothly and installs in minutes without ever having to touch a complex terminal. But what's really ingenious is Zorin's Smart Windows app redirection. If you try to run a standard Windows installer file out of habit, Zorin OS recognizes it immediately and automatically redirects you to the native Linux alternative. It is brilliantly designed to hold your hand right through the transition.
However, we definitely want to set honest expectations here, especially regarding specialist, industry-specific software like Adobe that might lack native ports. So, to prevent any post-installation friction, here are 3 things you must know before making the switch. First, just briefly learn the difference between Flatpak and APT packages in the software store. Basically, Flatpaks are sandboxed, while APTs integrate much tighter with the system itself. Second, understand that the terminal is just text. Pasting a command in there isn't scary hacking, it's really just a fast way to fix things. And third, actually this is a big one, test your specific printer model first. Printers can sometimes be a bit tricky depending on the manufacturer, so testing it before fully committing is absolutely the smart move. Section 4. 5 steps to switch. Let's move to and see how this builds, because it's time to empower you to take back control of your hardware. Here is the completely jargon-free process to get this done. Step 1. Download the right Zorin OS version for your specific machine. Step 2. Flash it to a USB drive using a great free tool called Balena Etcher. Step 3. And listen to me, this is completely non-negotiable. Back up all your important files first. Seriously, always back up. Step 4, and this is kind of the magic part, boot into the live USB trial session. This is a totally zero-commitment test run where you can check your Wi-Fi, test your browser, and try out your printer without touching your Windows installation at all. Finally, Step 5, install safely. You can even choose to dual boot to keep Windows as a fallback while you build up your confidence with the new system.
Which brings us to the end of our explainer, and I really want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Your computer still boots. It still connects to the internet. It still runs applications beautifully. Literally, the only thing wrong with it is that the giant corporation who made the operating system decided it wasn't worth their time to support anymore. Your computer deserves a whole lot better than a landfill. So are you ready to take it back? Let us know in the comments what machine you are planning to rescue. Thanks so much for joining me.